What's good, people? Welcome to Fight Night Frankie's stream. Hope you're all doing fucking excellently. Oh, damn it, I did it again. Got to stop swearing at the start of a live stream. Hopefully I'll cut it off just in time. How are we all doing? Hope everyone is fantastic. Hope everyone's having a brilliant weekend. Hope everyone's healthy and happy. How's it going, 509? What's good, man? I got my parlay locked in. Just a singular one this time. I'm not very hyped by this card, but just the one parlay tonight. It's been a minute since I had a good win. So, how's it going, Idaho? What's good, man? Welcome back from the land down under. Hope you're well. Hope you got somewhere nice and comfortable to watch this dullard of a card. I actually think it's going to be all right. It always helps when you've got like 2 weeks off to generate a little bit of excitement. I can't really remember what's coming up. I can't really remember what's on the prelims. I've got no idea. But we're going to fucking ride. Choo, choo, choo. Hope everyone's having a good one. My parlay, how you doing, Lane? My parlay is Chidi Njokuani. Fuck. It's Steve Garcia and Derek Lewis. I'm not very confident on the Derek Lewis one, but I'm gonna ride with it. I know what you're saying, Idaho. I know you think he's gonna get demolished. I'm not convinced by that cunt he's fighting yet. He's not fought anyone. It's a 5-round fight. If Lewis can get his way out of the first round, I think he's gonna be all right. Obviously, Teixeira's gonna have to go very grappling heavy and play it safe for a bit. But I think if Lewis navigates his way in, I think he's gonna be all right. That's what I'm going with. I'm going on a hunch here. I can't keep the money away from the Black Beast on this occasion. When he's this heavy an underdog and he's the main event against somebody who's not a title contender, you got to take that money all day long. What's your thoughts on the next Tom Aspinall fight? I'm assuming it hasn't been announced yet. Or if it has, somebody has to pay me my fucking money. I need that announcement to be prompt. Has the fight been announced, or is that news that I haven't heard yet? I know as somebody who goes online and talks about MMA, I should be bringing you the news, but I'm not that deep into it. I'm more of a happy shit talker. I don't really follow MMA news as much as I should, and I'm not as active on like Twitter and all that shit yet. Is there something announced? And if you make it up right now, I'm very likely to believe you. If you're saying who I think he should fight, I've been saying the whole time that he should be fighting Alex Pereira. Well, not that he should be fighting Alex Pereira, but that's what I think is going to happen. I'm about to be wrong, though. I have a feeling. How's it going, Westy? I think Teixeira gets another KO bet in round 2. I think if Teixeira's going to win, he's going to have to take him down and beat his ass up on the ground. And I think Derek Lewis is a little bit underrated in that regard. I mean, I know when he's flat on his back, he's fucking dog shit, but can Teixeira get him there? I think Teixeira is going to play a striking heavy game. Derek Lewis he's not got the most amazing chin in the world, but he's not someone you really want to fuck with in that domain. So I'm going to go hunch, and I'm going to go with Derek Lewis. I'm 90% sure it will be Tom and Cyril. I mean, as much as I hate to admit it, it's the fight that makes the most sense. Is it the most exciting? No. We've talked about this ad nauseum in the past. I hate that fight. I don't think Cyril Gane deserves it. He clearly lost to Volkov. Volkov should be getting that fight, but obviously, well, over him anyway. But you can't really justify it, considering what Tom Aspinall did to Volkov not that long ago. So I get it. I'm still thinking it's gonna be Alex Pereira. I just have a feeling. I'm picking Wonderboy over Bonfim. That's a very brave choice. Wonderboy's takedown defense is actually very underrated. He's another one where he's very hard to take down, but when you get him there, he's screwed. but it's a brave pick. I'm actually quite high on Bonfim. I know he had a pretty bad loss, but I think his game stacks up well against Wonderboy. But if he stands there and strikes with him, he's retarded. So I'm just hoping he doesn't do that. I just watched a ridiculously hilarious movie with my sister called Gentlemen Broncos. Any good? Well, you said ridiculously hilarious, so I'm assuming that yes, it is. I'm always looking for new things to watch, but I've started leaning back in more into reading more again. I took a little time off, and now I'm back in the game. But I'm always looking for something new to watch. I've been meaning to get round to Squid Game season 3 as well, but just can't bring myself to do it. But I'll give it a shot. Tom already said that Cyril should fight with another fighters like Teixeira and then get a title shot. I'm not surprised that he's poo-pooing that idea because Cyril Gane was known in the past for being for ducking fellow contenders, and then miraculously, whenever someone has a belt on the line, Cyril's suddenly willing to fight them. Typical French, but I can't blame Cyril for wanting to have a go. And considering that he's gone on a little bit of a streak since losing to Jones, I can kind of understand it. But there's just a lack of competition at heavyweight. This is the problem, and that's why I think it's going to go to Alex Pereira, rightfully or wrongfully. I might put some money on Wonderboy. Depends on what the line is on him via decision. If you're going to go with Wonderboy, you go by decision for sure. Him just point fight and then just tapping away because he's very difficult. He's very similar to plus 700 is very tempting. He's very similar in a way to MVP, who can just play that style, keep you at range, land enough significant strikes to get the job done. He could very much do that. The reason why I don't think that's going to happen is because Bonfim's very forward pressure. He goes for finishes. That might play into Wonderboy's hands. He might catch his ass. But I think Bonfim is going to take the path of least resistance, take him down, and do some nasty, borderline sexual shit to him on the ground. Frankie, if you have an iPhone, you can make your iPhone read the whole book for you. You just need to take a picture of each individual page. You got to do some settings with Siri, but why not just buy an audiobook? For fuck's sake, Crystal. Society's become illiterate enough as it is. I need to keep this fucking dusty old brain ticking. My money's on Bonfim decision plus 195. Wonderboy will be difficult to finish on the ground. He's not very good at getting up, but he's not somebody who gets submitted that often, so I don't hate that shout either. And plus 195 isn't that bad. But we are dealing with an older Wonderboy, and we're dealing with a Bonfim who does actively go for finishes. So I wouldn't be surprised if Bonfim gets a sub in this or just outright chokes him out. I'm going for Bonfim to win that one, but I don't really care. I'm not majorly bothered. Stephen Thompson kind of pisses me off, though. I kind of get like Ice Cream Man on the weekend kind of vibes. I've said this before. Luring children via that method. I've accused a few people of here on this. But yeah, plus 195 is not a bad one. I can see that one going to a decision. Because Bonfim at some point is going to have to respect what's coming back from Wonderboy. Wonderboy can crack. I know he looks soy, but he can hurt people. So that's one that I'm staying away from completely because I don't like the line on Bonfim, but I don't trust Wonderboy to get it done. I've seen him get dragged down and wet blanketed so often to my immense frustration that I just can't trust him. So I'm staying away from that one. The only 3 fights that I really felt like I could lay something on were the ones that I mentioned. Chidi Njokuani did miss weight, so I'm a little bit worried about that. But I think he's got a good style for old Jake Matthews. So I'm expecting him to knock his ass out. How you doing, Simon Feck? Welcome to Simon Feck. If you guys are not subscribed to Simon Feck, get over there. He's got a very interesting approach to delivering YouTube content, ladies and gentlemen. Check the guy out. He's worth a watch. He's got some nice controversial takes in there. He does a little bit of parody, takes the utter piss out of people, right up my alley. So give our boy Simon Feck a sub. Sub to your boy. Nice to have you here, bro. Thanks for turning up. The only reason I care is because so many people are giving Wonder Boy no chance, and I'm like the only one yelling at a wall saying he can win. I mean, we've seen it happen before. We've had like 2 solid years of underdog after underdog just getting the job done, and Stephen Thompson is not a fucking Betty, you fucking legend. Wonder Boy is not some. He's very experienced. Yeah, Feck is the guy. I definitely have to have Feck on a live stream sometime. 100% have to have this guy on. I think it would be very entertaining. So, Simon Feck, if you're still listening, which it appears you are, I've got to get you on one of those panels one day. We can make it like a. We can maybe get Gio on one day again and just roast the fuck out of him, which is always fun. How you doing? How you doing, Andy B? What's good, man? Hope you're well. Hope the family's well. Shout out to you, sir, and subscribe to Andy B as well. I think he's creeping very closely to 500 subs. So give the man a shout. I'm sorry what you heard about me. I didn't hear anything about you, bro. I do not delve deep into any internet drama whatsoever. I'm completely out of it. Waterboy will win. I'm going to be calling him Waterboy from now on, sir. I'm out here digging up potatoes that I planted so I can have a free supper. Why would I buy an audiobook? I mean, when you put it that way, I kind of get what you're saying. Thanks, Betty. I had my hands full. Appreciate you being on the ready though. On the ready though, Westy. Yeah, Simon, we'll set that up. I might. There's a good chance I can get you on during the week if you've got time. Just give me a shout and we'll hook something out. Hook something up. Wait, Guru did that. Did what? What did Guru do? Oh, hang on a second. Frankie, I've been super busy and haven't kept up with MMA YouTube scene. Just seen Guru fraud check Gilly recently about bought subs and views. I'm gonna be honest, I saw that. A clip of it is going around. It wasn't great. I think Giuliano has given a lot of money to MMA Guru over the years. I heard it was in like the tens of thousands one year as well. So to outright call him out like that was interesting. You know, obviously Giuliano and I are cool. But I think he's just echoing what a lot of people are thinking. That's all I'm willing to say on that. I don't really have too much of an opinion on it. I don't really give a shit. But I will say that he was pretty much just outright. And I mean, I do feel sorry for Giuliano getting called out about that a bit, but like he obviously did it to like draw attention to his channel and stuff. So, you know, again, you kind of lay that bed. If you haven't seen it, I don't want to shit on my boy too much, but it was brutal. It was brutal. He pretty much just like it was like a 3 minutes of he kind of went, I don't understand. He kind of tried to lightly tap him first. You know, he gave him like a few jabs and was like, I don't really understand how your channel works. You know, you've got all these views, but you've got no interactions. What's going on? And then he just outright said, you're botting your channel, and YouTube obviously isn't aware of people doing that, and you managed to get yourself a plaque out of it. So well done. It was all a bit tongue in cheek, but I imagine it was brutal for Gilly, and like seeing the chat during that as well. It was a cooking. Yeah, hopefully I've explained that well for you, Betty. Hopefully it's the clip. The clip is out there. The clip is out there. If I was Giuliano played a dangerous game with that one because, as I said, a lot of people have the opinion that he's botting his channel and that he's, you know, a lot of people. So to do it in a public forum like that, to probably boost engagement and to bring attention to it and to get absolutely cooked like that must have been brutal. and a lot of people were relishing it. I personally felt a little bit sorry for him, but at the same time, when you do that, again, I've said this to him privately. I'll say it to, my view is always like, when you play that game, you risk getting backlash. And yeah, I will confirm it was absolutely brutal. I'm not sure what live stream it was in, but the whole chat turned on him. It was painful. And a lot of people are going to rightly revel in it. I personally am like, I didn't really, I don't know. That's not really, you know me. It's not really my style, but it is out there. Yeah, things have been heating up in the last few weeks. Gilly is starting MMA YouTube war. I've talked to him a lot about this as well. I have. I'm not going to get into the whole intricacies of the beef with him and MMA holes, but again, it's just another example of beef starting for really stupid reasons. I've heard one side of it, and if one side of it is true, we all know what side that is. If one side of it is true, then I don't know, maybe he's justified in going a little bit. But I will say that obviously I've been in a few of Giuliano's live streams. I've heard clips of him on like Clown Show and shit, like saying he's gonna gangbang the dude's wife and all this kind of shit, calling him a terrible father. So again, it's pretty indefensible. And you know that if I'm saying that, I like to sit on the fence as much as I can, but like, yeah, so Mr. 509, it's kind of I don't want to say it's a manufactured beef, but it was like, from what I understand, MMA holes did very little to kind of go at him personally. And then Giuliano's just gone hard saying he's using him for clout, and which is, I've said this to Giuliano as well, it's fucking diabolical to me because MMA holes channel is genuinely huge. It's genuinely huge. Like certainly when we're talking about, I consider myself to be on like the lowest level of this shit. And I would say MMA holes is a very significant space between where we are and where like you got us, and then you got a couple that are sort of, you got like musical and people like that who are a level above in terms of subscriptions and interactions. And then you've got MMA holes he's not that far off from an MMA expert, I'd say, is on the same level as him. And then they're like on the verge of like, if something big goes off, they could get to like, I don't think anyone's going to get to guru level in this space, but they're like the next ones down. You got like Lucas Tracy after that, and Bedtime MMA, and then MMA gurus at the top, obviously. Derek is winning. I agree with you, Rafael. Whenever Derek Lewis is on a main event against some untested scum, he usually knocks his ass out and then says something hilarious on the mic. I don't think he's as funny as people make out, but I'm going with that. I'm going with Derek getting a dirty KO. Round 2 is what I'm going with. I'll get to guru level, mate. I believe you will, sir, if you commit to the game. This is why people keep riding your ass, Paradox, figuratively, obviously. I mean, as far as I know. But this is why we ride your ass so hard about keeping consistent, because you're the guy, bro. Very creative. This is the second time I'm gonna have to rise from my knees on a fucking live stream in the last 2 days. But you get what I'm saying. Combat Casual is definitely the pinnacle of MMA YouTube. Fucking sorry, bro. Subscribe to Combat Casual as well. Combat Casual is my guy. He joins us regularly on the panels as well. Hopefully we'll have him on tomorrow now that you're back. You fucking deserter. But yeah, check the Sunday ones out. Are usually wild because we talk shit about the card, and then shit gets zesty real quick. So join us on Sunday. Same rough time that we're on now. See, Raphael agrees with me. You clearly belong here, sir. A fellow genius. How's it going, JVD? What's good, man? Wagwan, my G. How you doing? Good to have you here, bro. Haven't seen you around in a little while. Since another panel, another guy that you need to subscribe to, who's not as active on MMA YouTube anymore, but may make a comeback at some point. Yeah, no one's getting to MMA Guru's level. Nah, I don't believe so. Like not for the foreseeable future. I think what's gonna have to happen is MMA Guru is eventually gonna retire because I don't think he's gonna stay around forever. Obviously, no one can. But I can see MMA Guru doing another 2, 3 years and then ducking out of the game just a millionaire, which he is already. I reckon he'll reach a number that he's comfortable with, and then he'll back off because for some reason, not for some reason, doing what he does every week, people can talk shit about MMA Guru all they want. I was one of the people who subscribed to him before he hit 500 subs. The grinding that man has done in the last 6, 7 years, he might be controversial, he might be a bit of a twat sometimes, but he deserves every bit of success that he gets. And to stay as consistent as he does, I know people think YouTube is easy. It's fucking not. It's absolutely not. It's tough to do that every day, to have a fucked up sleep schedule, to be antisocial like that. So I think the more he gets out, which is what he's doing now, I think he's gonna branch out into other things for sure. Because he's getting too big for this. And sooner or later he'll have enough money where it'll be like, I'm out of the game, yeah. And that'll be him done. And then my point was that when he goes, someone else will step into that space. But for now, no one's toppling that guy. No chance. I think the MMA YouTube scene is still it's still like a bit niche. It's not really that mainstream compared to other sports. So I don't really see anyone usurping him for now. I don't watch MMA Guru aside from the occasional video, but you gotta respect what he's done. I don't watch his videos religiously. I kind of pick and choose. I used to watch everything he did, to be honest, but I haven't done so in a year or so now. If I see something pop up that I'm directly interested in, I always like to get his take. Um, but no, I don't watch everything as religiously as I used to. Not because he's not good, but because in fact on the contrary, he's excellent. But just don't have the time, you know. I don't have the time. But yeah, he's one of the best to ever do it on here. And whether you like him or not, he's a pioneer. You know, he did a lot for this space in terms of taking the ball and running with it. So maximum respect to the guy. And I met you like you guys will remember, he came in here a couple of times and I absolutely shit my pants. I'm not usually a fanboy person. I'm a big sports fan. I've bumped into fighters and whatnot. But having that guy come in and talk shit. And then the funny thing is I went into his live stream the next day and I was like, "Oh, thanks for coming in." And then he was like, "Who the fuck is Frankie?" And I was like, "Oh man." And then he turned out to be I've got a video clip of it. And then he goes, "No, that wasn't me." And then turns out, yeah, it was. And then we got into a little bit of banter on stream, and I was just like, nah, anyway, enough ball sucking. Guru still makes great videos. Can't understand watching his streams though. The thing, with the lives, his lives, I never watch his lives. Never. Those are one things I don't watch. His chat is fucking unbearable. I don't know how he puts up with it. I do not know. Because he literally just gets like torched half the time. Most of the comments are just piggy this and piggy that. He puts up with a lot of shit. So fair play to him for being so consistent and still doing it. I mean, I guess it's easier to be consistent when you're making the kind of money that he does. I imagine he's pulling grands from every live stream he does just in donations, but it would get to me. And maybe I'm easier it's easier for me to say this just because I'm not broke. So like if I was just going into a live stream and had the entire chat just going at me for the entire 2 hours, I don't know if I could take that for long periods of time. And I'm a chill motherfucker, so but yeah, I'm with you on that, Westy. I think his live streams definitely ain't for me. And they're just too big now. Like the streams just flooded. Like I barely keep up with chats on here and I'm like nothing. So yeah, it can make because he makes fuck tons of money, 100% in because he doesn't monetize the streams as far as I know, because they're obviously content wise, they're breaking a lot of rules, but And they're probably very hard to monetize, but in donations alone, he makes, I mean, he got fucking, you know, like 70, 80 grand or something from just Giuliano one year. So I don't know if it was that much, but I'm obviously exaggerating a little bit. But if he's making that much from one person, Jesus, he's easily a multi-millionaire at this point, easily. And he doesn't look like somebody who spends a lot of money either. He's not throwing it about like Conor McGregor. But yeah, covered a lot of MMA YouTube stuff. It's been a while since I've done that. I don't usually get drawn into it, but seeing as it's nice and, you know, there's nothing too slanderous or horrible, I'm willing to talk about it. Because, you know, as much as I like to, the thing is, when Giuliano's in here, for example, I like to banter with him to his face and give him a bit of shit and a bit of ribbon. But I feel a bit dirty doing it when he's not about. How you doing, Andrew Nance? You fucking ledge. It's been a while since I've seen you. How are you? I believe the figure was $11,000. I mean, that's still mental. That's still mad. Imagine donating $11,000 to your idol and then getting cooked like that. That must have been a sobering experience. And I feel bad for the guy. Mostly. Guru made smart investments like properties to rent out. That's what you do. That's what you do. He's probably got a couple of properties sorted out. And he's going to get to a stage when he's like 30 years old, which is probably 3 years away or so. He's going to be burnt out from doing this shit every day, and he'll just be able to kick back and just reap what he's earned. I can see him dabbling in different things. I think he'll be part of the MMA space for the rest of his life to some capacity, but he's gonna run out of steam eventually because his work ethic for this game is crazy, and he does put a lot of work in. I guess there was more glazing to be had. I don't give a fuck. And do you know, I feel extra proud that it's a fucking UK guy that's doing it. I can't help but feel good about that. That the biggest MMA YouTuber is here in the UK and from London as well. Yeah, I know that Betty, you know him quite well. I used to chat in his live stream under a different name, like very early on, and I actually got into an argument with him on through his chat a couple times where we had a disagree. Like I had a really major disagreement with him about fighter pay, like years ago. He was pretty young at the time, and he was making the case that like 20 grand for the fighters is like mad money, and I was trying to explain to the guy like it's not. You know, you've got to pay this person and that person. And he was seeing it as, well, there's people with McDonald's or whoever who do low income jobs who get 20 grand a year and they're getting it in one go. And I was trying to explain to him that 20 grand ain't a lot of money when you've got to split it up certain ways, when you're only fighting certain amount of the costs involved and all that. And we got into a fucking heated argument about it. But the thing is, though, he was very young at the time. I think he was like 23. So obviously at the time, 20 grand to him was like, or 25 to him was like, shit, that's a lot of money. That's 50 grand. You can put a deposit on a house for that. You can't. And obviously, I think he's obviously more considering how he's evolved since then. You know, he's obviously like, he's invested in property and stuff himself. He's made a little bit of money. And he's also advocated for fighter pay as well. I know he offered to pay fighters bonuses and stuff like that. So you can see he's at least matured in that regard. But it was yeah, I'll take that 11 grand. He should have given it to me. Can't get enough Prada shirts, you feel me? But yeah, he's still in his I think when he gets to 30, he'll have retirement money. And he seems like a clued in guy as well. I imagine he's not investing his money in stupid shit. Absolutely not. And the property market in London is it's you know, it's pretty much foolproof. Because even if there's a market crash in the UK, in cities like London, it will always recover. So if if there happens to be a market crash, he just has to hold on to them and then wait it out, and he'll be back in the game. Owning property in London is yeah. There's no way that fucks up. It's one of the most affluent cities in the world, and it's pretty much running out of space. So you get in there and own some land early, especially houses, you're good. That's a pretty fly shirt, to be honest. I wear fly shirts all the time. I was saying this last time. I always have the microphone here, and I'm like, nah, I got to show off my drip every now and then. But also having a microphone right in front of my chest is very distracting. So, what up, homie Torrin? How you doing, my guy? What's good? How are you all looking for picks and shit? I've been waffling for the last half an hour. Not that that's any different from a normal day. David Panda's back. Fuck me. How you doing, David Panda? Don't fuck me, David Panda. Just good to see you, bro. What I love about you boys is you always turn up for me, man. And I love you all for it. Legit. And you know I do, because I ain't getting paid. I'm just an attention whore. Are the fights happening right now? No, I believe the first prelim fight kicks off in about half an hour. I got banned by Lane in Pick'em MMA's chat for talking about Giuliano. That definitely didn't happen. Unless you were talking positively about Giuliano, and then that might have happened. Why is this the only spot I can talk freely? I don't harass people. I don't bother anyone. Lane banned me. I'll tell you this, David. I'll tell you this, David Panda. The reason why you can talk shit in here is because I've got no right to judge anyone. I talk them mad shit. Just here to say I'm done with life. You're always welcome here, bro. Keep living here. You're always welcome. Nobody kick out David Panda. He's allowed to state his opinion. If he loves Giuliano, that's his own prerogative. I'm sure Giuliano has some fans too. And I'm sure they're not incels, any of them. Or a majority of them aren't. Yes, I said Gio has been getting attacked by Lane and now I'm banned. I don't really want to talk about that, to be honest. Let's talk about MMA, David Panda. I'm not saying I know I'm backtracking really fast here, and but you're obviously welcome to state your opinion. But they always say I'm an alt, and I genuinely feel that Mod abuses power. An alt for who? Are they saying you are Giuliano? That would be hilarious. I mean, people do use a lot of alts these days. I wouldn't take it personally. But yeah, we don't really. The Lane and Geo stuff to me was boring about 5 minutes into it. I talk to Lane all the time. I happen to really like Lane. I'm friends with Giuliano. I'm in an awkward position where I like both of them. Even though Giuliano, if this is you, I'm assuming it isn't. Sometimes I want to wring your fucking neck. Sorry to say I'm a Geo alt, but I hope you have a good day. They say I'm a Geo alt. Okay. Well, I don't know anything about that. I don't really, care about stuff like that. I don't really look too deep into it. I'm just here to have a good chat. If Dana didn't take away fighters' sponsors on the shorts, they wouldn't be complaining about fighters' pay. A lot of the fighters lost money when Reebok era started. I kind of agree with that. However, sometimes fighters took it too far by having ridiculous sponsors on them. I think what they should have done is they should have had a compromise where the UFC has to like vet the sponsors and just say, all right, you can't have a fucking massive condom shape on your shorts or whatever, or like some porn site or whatever, Two of my favorite things. Actually, I don't like condoms. I don't believe in them. Thank you for getting me unbanned. I was watching Musical and she bring up Giuliano all the time. To be fair to Lane, I feel like she's kind of let it go. I feel like lately she doesn't really talk about it much. I love boobies. We all love boobies, Idaho. God bless boobies. And to the overlords who invented them. God, I love tits. Fucking love them. I'm thinking about them right now. Like a hemorrhoid, I'm stuffed with an awkward place, said Frankie. 100%. I don't like being in this awkward position. I hate it. We should talk about tits because that's a much better thing to talk about. Just as I say tits, fucking Big Ank turns up. I swear to God, Big Ank. I only talk about tits about 60% of the time here. And that's it. I mean, you're a regular. You know that's not true. It's definitely 80. And now Leandro's here. Fantastic. Remember when Dynamic Fastener sponsored all the fighters? You know what? Yeah, I don't. I'll be honest. And I've been watching MMA for like religiously for about 13 years. I don't remember that. I do not. But I know some sponsorships got mad. The UFC sponsorship thing is one of the worst things they've ever done. I've made videos about it in the past when I used to actually make serious MMA content and actually come up with topics and talk about them with respectable MMA YouTubers. Like fuck me. Like Jax from Making the Walk. He used to do a couple with Brutally. Lol, Big Ank is a boob man. I'm a very self-professed arse man, as you know. I'm on the arse man. Do you know what? You lot draw me into this. This is what I'm saying. People come in and then I get blamed for talking about women's parts, and then it's not me. And for fucking midgets and stuff, which I've never said I'm gonna do. So, or have never done. At least Frankie is a G. I fucking am, you know. I really am. I'm not like a top G or anything. I'm like I would like to consider myself like an intermediate G. You know? I've still got a lot to learn in the game. But I'm doing okay. Do you guys have tobacconists in the UK? Do you mean like specific shops that sell tobacco? It's all vape shops, mate. It's all fucking vape stores. They're all over the gaff. They're popping up like fucking McDonald's these days. We don't have like specialist tobacco stores anymore. The UK is trying to stamp out tobacco for the next generation. And then kids will be growing like two dicks and stuff like in like 25 years because of vaping. And that'll be a whole new thing to deal with. We just invent new ways to kill ourselves. And then the system keeps rolling. Flop G, I love that. And fuck you, bro. Betty, we need to get a meetup going as well. I'm gonna keep harassing you with that. If I had to get with a midget to like save someone's life, I would, but I would rather not. I would get with a midget to save someone's life, even someone that I don't know. I'd be willing to take one for the team. 100%. I'd bang a midget for some rando all day long. I would. Fuck it. I'm a compassionate and caring individual, and I do my best not to enjoy it. How you doing, Bilal Akoyi? I do not read Arabic, sir. But thank you very much for typing whatever it is you typed in the chat. Hopefully you're not calling my mum a cunt. You wouldn't be the first. UK is cooked. 100% it is. UK is absolutely cooked. It's finished. I'm gonna suck the life out of the next couple of years. I'm setting up a couple of properties here as well, and then I'm getting the fuck out of here. With all this woke shit, which I think is gonna get stamped out sooner or later anyway. But I'm taking my son to the fucking mountains and living off the land. Frankie, when you went to high school, was there ever this girl that was really attractive, so no matter what she did, she would always get away with everything? Not really. Leon, how's it going, man? Shout out to you, bro. I've lost my train of thought. There weren't really many hot girls in my school, I'll be real. They were all mid. Basically, the girls who were top of our school, yeah, were the ones you got the biggest tits the fastest. 100%. The milk makers were the way to climb to the top of the social hierarchy in our school. I can't think of like I can maybe name 5 girls that were somewhat pretty. But it was the sweater meat that got the job done. And there was one girl in particular named Lisa Baldwin who literally had double D's when she was 13. So you can imagine as a fellow 13-year-old, I was very much interested in that situation. Sorry, I lost completely track of there's been so many tits in this chat. Let's get that. Let's get that. Based Andrew. Andrew is based as fuck. Give me your best American impression. I'm not going to do it right now because it's just going to be embarrassing. But whenever I think of an American, I just think, yeehaw! That's what I think. Or I think of like New York accents. I'm not very good at doing impersonations. I'm pretty good at doing like a South African accent and an Australian one. I'm all right with that. But I'm not really much of an impressionist, I'll be real. But I always think of like redneck cowboys. When I think of your dingbell fucking nation, I think of rednecks on a farm, sir. Dana White is a dirty individual. He wants all the money to himself. He couldn't care less about the fighters on the UFC roster. I think Dana White's looking at bigger things. I think he's looking at like he wants to get to that billionaire level where he's you know being a megalomaniac of something else. That's what I think he's on. Any good matches on the card, and who's the favorite? There's a few decent matchups. This is actually a decent card. I reckon this card. I'm gonna make this prediction now. I reckon it's gonna be okay. Which based on this year is basically a banger. But yeah, I'm not gonna tell you which fights are good because I don't want to jinx it. But there's a few. MMA Tits channel. I'm proud of that. At least it's not the MMA midget fucker channel, which it was very close to becoming at one point. Fucking Chris. By the way, has anyone seen Chris Gray lately? That fucking turncoat. Where is he? That Canadian turncoat. I feel like he's absolutely snaked me. Not literally, but like his presence is missed. I miss old Chris Gray. So yeah, MMA Tits channel. I'm perfectly comfortable with that. It's like the Soy Network. That's what I would say. I've still never watched a Pick'em video. I've heard he's decent enough. Isn't he that Indian dude? I think I watched a live stream of his once and I wasn't too entertained, which is fucking rich coming from me. But yeah. Damn, the BKFC presser was actually pretty good, and coked up Conor McGregor was somewhat bearable. Yeah, it felt like it was a little bit staged to me, but I'm all for it. The interaction he had with Mike Perry was, and I think he said that to Mike Perry. He said, "You got to let me cook you, and then I'll let you back." 100%. But yeah, I think BKFC is doing things better than the UFC right now. They could be a legit threat. I do think they're very different, so it's going to be all right. I'm banned on my original account. Fuck me. Brilliant. So I'm assuming Sweetie Fox is an alt of David Panda. Is that right? I'm confused. And now my chat is being flooded with fucking Giuliano bullshit. Wonderful. I guess he's bigger than we all thought. He's proven our point. How you doing, Nacho? What's good, my guy? Thank God you're here, Nacho. I am excellent, bro. Hope you're doing well. Oh, hang on a sec. Yeah? All right, it's my son knocking on the door. Hang on a second. I'm just going to say goodnight. You want to say goodnight? Come and give me a kiss. All right, sorry about that. Where was I? Yes. How you doing, Nacho? I hope you're well, bro. I'm looking forward to Dougie doing his thing tonight. I'm gonna be hanging out with him for sure. I do love a good fucking Dougie. I do love a good Dougie fucking stream. I'm just gonna let the chat simmer down for a little bit. Let's get back to fucking normality. This is exactly why I don't entertain this nonsense. Tired from taking the kid and the nephew to another city for a winter festival yesterday. Hope you and your son have been happy and healthy, my man. Yeah, I took him to a theme park. I didn't even tell you guys what happened today. You guys, I've got that really big monitor that I have here. I was bragging about my monitor a couple of months ago. I've got one of these Samsung like Arc monitors or whatever. Fucking broken today. $2,500 monitor is now ruined. I've got to use a backup, and it was my son. He threw a phone at it, breaking the phone and the monitor in the process. Having kids is still wonderful. All right. Thanks for the stream, Frankie. Gonna do a fight companion. I hope it goes well, bro. I'll try and send some people over to you when I inevitably fuck off, because I definitely will. I certainly will. I'm probably gonna hang around for like another half an hour, and then I'm gonna bounce. Hopefully you set up soon, and then I'll find a link to your channel. Hopefully I can get one of the boys in here to send some love your way. Let's talk about something other than fucking Julie. Yeah, mate, it's annoying. The thing is, yeah, I did have that monitor for a few years now, and I have been weighing up because the thing is, yeah, this office here is not that big, and it's like that monitor was so huge. I was so pissed when it broke, and I was like, God damn! But then when I pulled it out, I realized there's much more like room in here now. It feels more. So I'm not gonna replace one with that. I'm not gonna replace the monitor with one that big. 32 inches is gonna be enough. I might get two set up maybe, but the one that I had was like it was basically like a fucking square TV. It was huge. It was like 55 inches. So I'm over it now. I'm over it. I don't wanna strangle my son anymore. Not that I ever did. This is the thing. He broke he broke the phone and the computer the monitor, and then um literally 20 minutes later he was eating ice cream. So I'm a very terrible father, clearly. Who do you have in Cal versus Imavov fight, Frank? I'm going with Imavov. I think Imavov is legit. He's had some tough competition. He's had some tough losses. And as much as Israel Adesanya is over the hill, that win really impressed me. I think Cal Baralho is going to be the next fighter nerd to lose his O. I think. So I'm going with Imavov. I think he's very good. You want Pickham's channel? No, I'm good. I mean, I don't really know the guy. So I think if any of you are going to go anywhere, go to places like Combat Casual and to Dougie's Corner, because I've literally got. I mean, if you want to go to Pickham, all power to you. What a prat your kid is. He's too cute, though. He's only 4, isn't it? He's 4. If this was an 8-year-old, he'd be getting hung out the window by his ankles, or hung out at a balcony. Traditional old, but he's 4. And it was kind of an accident. Like he didn't throw the phone at the monitor. He kind of like threw it like that, and it like bounced up and smacked into the monitor. And I instantly knew. I was like, we're cooked here. I didn't even get mad. I was like, oh, it is what it is. Unfortunately, I've got like a good I had like a good backup monitor upstairs that I'm not using, so it's all good. There's something so calming about Dougie's retardation. Dougie is another one, yeah, who does like Dougie's channel pops off. Don't get me wrong, it's amazing. That guy deserves to be way bigger than he is. The fact that he still comes up with fucking creative tier lists, for example, now is amazing. He always has great takes. His videos are amazing. I love Doug. He's got a great personality. He can sit there for a 7-hour stream on his own, no problem, and cook pretty much the entire time. He's amazing. It was more the way it bounced, Nacho. And you know what these pricey monitors are like these days? A little tap and they just instant crack, just right up the top. I was like, fuck. And it wasn't like a glass crack because they're not made out of that glass anymore. It was, when all the, I don't know what to call them, the pixels or whatever the fuck they are, were just, when you see that fucking, I knew it was cooked. I knew. So it's downstairs sitting in my library right now, ready to get thrown in the trash. But it is what it is. 'It is what it is. You have to move on. You can't put like too much of a you can't put too much things into material stuff. I know I'm saying that sitting in front of like a million games behind me, but the point still stands. I'm allowed to be a hypocrite. I've earned it. Leon, I I I didn't realize this. I need you in my life. Maximum Jones, sir. You're welcome here anytime. Anyone who calls me a great dad or a good dad is fucking tops in my book. Yeah, you know, as soon as you see the impact, it's a heartbreaking moment. I'm one of those people, yeah, I'm gonna be real. Um, I throw stuff. Like, I don't beat people up or call or swear at people. I throw stuff. So if he's learned it from anyone, he's learned it from me. It's in the genes. The amount of like things I've broken is wild. And I was talking about you making the walk earlier. Obviously, I sent you a message before I came on. Subscribe to you making the walk. That's my guy. He's the person who got me going on camera. So if anything, it's his fault. If you hate me and you hate my content, blame making the walk. Just when I was about to walk out, he dragged me back in. So shout out to making the walk. That's a channel that is world class. He's actually serious about this and is actually good at it. So shout out to my boy making the walk. Throwing things is feminine behavior. Fuck you. But beating up your wife isn't, yeah? I've got two options, mate. I can call people in my life that are pissing me off a cunt. I can slap them around or I can throw my phone. I choose option C. He's the only person that got me going on camera. Yeah, that sounded terrible. I would like to point out that Jax is a happily married man to a wonderful woman and that nothing like that has gone on. I don't know why I'm buttoning my shirt up. It looks really... Anyway, I discovered making the walk Frankie and crossover when y'all did a stream together. I miss doing streams with those boys. I mean, it hasn't been that long since we did one. We did one like a month ago and it was amazing. Like, and Jax does a regular one on Tuesday, which is just really talks about basketball, talks about MMA, like seriously. If you go back and look at my channel in the earlier days, I used to do serious topic videos with Jax about 5 times a week. And we would talk about, if there's a topic about MMA, it's been covered by us. Like literally, we've talked about everything under the sun. And we've had some damn good times doing it. I can always trust the guy to have like responsible, well thought out takes, great research. How much dick sucking am I doing over the last 2 days? I've been gone for like 2 weeks and I've just come back and gone straight on my knees, man. Fuck me, man. Frankie, sorry for causing a bother. I'm truly sorry. It doesn't matter why. I just have to accept. You seem very, very invested in Giuliano. So speak your mind. If that's, you know, fair play. You should be able to speak what you want, but just again, we just have to speaking about that kind of stuff in here, it just leads nowhere. It leads nowhere. You saw what happened to the chat. It literally just got fucking bombarded for 10 minutes. It doesn't end. It does not end. Anyway, don't worry about it. Frank, Crystal, we all know you ain't feminine. Crystal's got a bigger dick than I do. I've been saying that for years. And I'm packing. Believe me? Do you believe me? Anyone believe me? I'm not lying. I ain't lying. We have covered a lot of the usual Frankie notes on this one. Yeah, I feel like you're bringing it up again, David Panda, though. I feel like you're starting to bring it up again. You're like saying sorry, but then there's this. I'm happy having you here, bro, but it's like it's just you know what's gonna happen. It's just gonna kick off again. Nothing gayer than MMA YouTube drama. 100%. It's extremely stupid. I haven't heard your take on UFC White House, Frankie. Good one. I talked about it yesterday a little bit. I think they will make a banger of a card out of it. I do. I think it will be unbelievable. I think they'll stack it to high heaven. I also don't care. I mean, obviously, it's a big thing for America. It's a great. If they pull it off, it's going to be amazing. I don't know how they're going to pull it off. I've been like, I've stood in front of the White House lawn. I don't know. I'm sure they'll find a way, but it will be like a celebrity fuck fest. No regular civilian's going to be able to get tickets to it. It's probably going to ruin the entire year, just like UFC 300 did. But at least we'll get one amazing card for the year, which we've only had a couple this year. So if we can guarantee you get one, if we get anything that's like a UFC 300, I'm all about it. And it's something different. It's celebrating America. I mean, I think you're all cunts, but you seem to like where you live. So, as delusional as you are, you deserve your moment in the sun, just like every other day. You pieces of shit. Frankie, from the risque photos you sent me in the last, I can confirm you're packing heat. My G, I'm no Dougie. But I do have a hog, and I'm proud of it. What sized hog is a different matter, but it's definitely, I call it a hog. Anyway, drama is inevitable because humans crave meaning, fear, boredom, and misunderstand each other constantly. Where emotion and ego meet, stories explode. I think it's a little bit more simple. I get what you're saying, but when it comes to MMA YouTube drama, it's just straight up retarded. It's the most tarded form of beef in existence. It just is. And I'm not calling specific people out for that. Whenever I've spoken about YouTube drama, I've said it to people's faces. Well, as much as you can online in private messages and shit. Leon, what do you want for Alex Pereira? Do you want him to take the rematch with Ank, or do you want him to go and fight Big Tom? Or do you want something else for him? As an American, I also don't care. I'd rather have UFC Spain or Hawaii. Not a card that fans can actually. Yeah, I agree with you. The thing is, it will be amazing from the perspective that we will get banger fights going on, but it will just do what UFC 300 did and clog up the rest of the year. So there is that. But the way that things are going, we need pizzazz. We need something big to latch onto because we've all been complaining about the UFC for the last year, and I don't feel like it's getting any better. So it's gonna happen. We might as well get behind it. I kind of hope that they end up doing we get Gaethje's on the card that are they're gonna put on bangers, but who cares if we don't see them for the rest of the year? That's what I think it should be. I think it should be like Tom Aspinall killing John Jones potentially, and then Gaethje's and fighters who are guaranteed to throw down and give it their all, but they might be on their way out. Leon knows the way to my heart. I'm loving Leon in here. I'm a bigger fan of Leon than Leon is of me. 100%. Leon just seems like my kind of fella. I agree with Walk about having a card in Spain or Hawaii. It'd be amazing. The Spain excuses are so tarded as well. I know they don't have majorly big arenas or anything like that, but there's no, and I think the excuse they're making is that their stadiums are always booked out. They would get it done for Ilia Tapuria. They would find a way. They would find a way. 100%. Ank, the Daggies need a humbling. I'm not sure if he's going to give it to him though. I think whoever he fights, I think if Pereira fights either of them, he's losing his next fight. However, I do think he'll give Ank a closer run for his money this time. I used to always dunk on Ankalaev for being a little crybaby, but the performance against Alex Pereira was pretty much flawless. It's exactly how you fight Alex Pereira, and he did it to a T. For me, that was a 4-1 or 5-0 fight, total domination. I don't think the White House card happens. And the last thing I seen Trump promote was $25 million military parade during Trump's birthday, and that shit looked boring as hell. Trump is using everything he can to throw diversionary tactics out there right now, obviously because of this whole Epstein list bullshit, which is, there is no better way to say to Americans, we think you're all dumb, suck my ballsack. It was the most embarrassing shit. Frank, you always read my comments. I do. I love you, Andy B. Or I don't read your comments, in which case I still love you, Andy B. I do my best to read everything. Have you been watching Tough? Had one of the bloodiest fights I've seen for years. Was a crazy amount of claret. I have heard on good authority that this season of Tough is actually good. Chalen DC wasn't the dumbest take or the dumbest idea to have. So maybe it's good. If you say it's worth watching, I might give it a go. I haven't watched Tough for years. I gave up on it when they stopped putting drunken morons in there. They just have a scrap. Panda isn't Anakin alt. We figured it out. Perfect performance when Alex defended all 13 of his takedowns. Ankalaev's takedowns are not that good. I think it was perfect in the way that he managed him. He kept Pereira from being able to implement his game, is what I'm saying. It wasn't the takedowns that were great. It was the threat of them and how he still kept pressing forward. He said he was going to strike with him, and he fucking did. He did everything he said he was going to do, and then threw in the takedowns or the takedown attempts as well. He basically marabbed him at light heavyweight, which to me is very, very impressive. He never really fell off. People dunk on Pereira for having holes in his game. Pereira is a monster. And to handle him the way that he handled him, he's got nothing but my respect. Take care, Andy B. I fucking love you, bro. Have a good one. Frankie, I've got a topic video we've got a collab on. Just came to my mind. Any fucking time, my friend. I miss doing them. We need to start doing at least a couple a week again. Because I'm missing out that very niche thing of, not that niche thing, but you know, like I've got shorts now. I've got the longer form content where I'm talking shit for several hours. I need those mid-range 10-minute videos that we used to do. I love making those. Let's get back on it. Shoot me a message, and whenever you're free this afternoon, sorry, on an afternoon, give me a shout. What question was that? No Indian would be rooting for Ankalaev fully. Wait, hang on a second. What? Frank, you think MMA is actually popular enough in Spain for the 100%? 100%. Bro, Spanish people get behind their athletes more than most people in Europe. They do. They're not on the level of like UK and France, but compared to other European, we got a fucking card in Azerbaijan, bro. We can't have a Spain card. I think if they go, they definitely have arenas that could do 10, 12,000. They care so much about the gates these days. Just stick it in a smaller arena and have the fucking the atmosphere popping off. Sell it to real fans and do it properly. Trump's always been on the list. Trump's a dirty dog. The gal at the Doge will come out with a tell-all expose. Yeah, we're not going to find out the true extent of Trump's wrongdoings until he's dead. The fact that that man not only managed to become president, but do it twice. He's the greatest GOAT in history, in my opinion. He's the GOAT of all. The GOAT of GOATs is Donald Trump. And I'm saying that completely ironically. But when you're that much of a mong and you manage to become leader of the most powerful nation on the planet, you've got my respect. 100%. How you doing, Poop Scoop? What's good, man? Nice picture you've got there. I do love. No, wow, I nearly said something so fucking zesty there. Madrid would be such a cool card, but Perez and Dana are both cheap fucks. I'm actually going to Madrid the week after next, doing a quick Madrid and Barcelona double. Spain's amazing, and I'm telling you, they would lap up an event like this. They're passionate people. They're basically the like Latinos of Europe. They're passionate people. They might need a little 2-hour break in the middle of the card so they can all have their naps. But apart from that, yeah, the card would be amazing. They have to do it. They have to. If Spain doesn't get, I mean, we need a South Africa card. We need an African card in general. There are loads of states in the US that get no fucking love whatsoever. It's ridiculous. This is something that Jax and I spoke about. I've spoken about at length many times. It's a disgrace. The fact that we got UFC Azerbaijan is mad. Nobody even knew what an Azerbaijan was. Like, baffling decision. Take it easy, Nacho. Yeah, you're the only mod on Dougie's channel, so I understand you got to do your business. But as always, man, fucking love having you here. Thanks for popping by. I think Combat Casual might be going live soon as well. I think he's going to be about. So I think we need to show our boy some love at some point. White House card can't happen due to security concerns. They'd have to call in the National Guard. I remember you mentioning something about this yesterday. Logistically, things can always be done, but I'd imagine there'd have to be a lot of planning that goes into it. And for me, it seems like a massive risk because it seems like a perfect opportunity to do some fucked up stuff. And I'm not going to say the word. I wish you streamed more in my time zone. Over the summer, I'm going to try and do more. I'm going to stream from Vietnam. I'll stream on some whack. I'll be definitely on your time zone when I go to Vietnam and do a little Asia tour this summer. So I'll be more on over the summer. I might start doing streams from my office at work as well. Because I feel like I've got to do this a little bit more because I'm getting a bit stagnant doing the same time on the same days every week. It's getting a bit stale for me. Dana said the White House card wouldn't be open to the public. It definitely would. I mean, that was obvious. I mean, Jack's brought this up. It's kind of known. Trump said it himself. The only thing we would benefit from it as fight fans is they'd obviously stack it to high heaven. It would be UFC 300-esque. And as you know, UFC 300 was one of the best cards ever. You know, it was pretty much non-stop from start to finish. Not to mention the fact that we got one of the most viral KOs of all time. Fuck, I have to get cigarettes. Thankfully, it's women's MMA first. So I'm assuming it's starting very soon. I don't even care. I'm not even going to turn it on. It is a logistical nightmare. It's a logistical nightmare and it's a big fucking risk. It just is. But I'm sure they'll find a way to get it done. I'm sure they will. Because they can't bring it up now. I mean, it's not like they haven't done it in the past. I think it could just be a thing where, like I said, Dana's just UFC 300 at the apex. That's exactly what it would be. I'm thinking that's a great analogy. I'm thinking it's all just part of it's just me. Like they're throwing as much shit out there to distract from this whole Epstein thing. It's I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't happen. And it's not like they haven't backtracked on things before. They're scum. They're all scum. It wouldn't surprise me if Dana White was floundering around on that island as well. That it was scumbag. I imagine that list must have had some wild names on it. The one that surprised me the most was Stephen Hawking. I was kind of happy for him. I mean, not because he was probably getting sucked off by trafficked young females. I'm just like, good for him, you know? Still able to get his dick wet. Allegedly. R.I.P. Alrighty then. Well, I am going to have a quick gander as to who's online now. All right, we've got Dougie's Corner with 9 in there, which is baffling to me because I never have more than Dougie's Corner. We've got MMA Holes. We've got Pick'em, City Life Projects on as well. There's a lot. Ronan's on as well. Ronan MMA. I'm gonna do what I usually do because he's my fucking guy. I'm gonna strongly recommend that everyone goes over to Dougie's Corner because Combat Casual is not on yet. But if somebody could drop Combat Casual's link in the description as well, or link in the chat. Hawking was on the list. He fucking was, bro. Apparently, he visited the island a few times. Dark hearts fear the light. Oh, all I wrote. Thanks for clarifying that. I probably would have gone back and looked it up because I'm kind of fastidious like that. So I bet that the list comprised of anybody they could get in a room for 5 seconds saying, will you take a picture of my kid? And I have a feeling if it was to come out, our whole entire US government would collapse. I think we're about 50 years away from nonsense being an acceptable thing. We've already got the trans. We've already got all those people. Being a butt bandit is now an acceptable method of dealing with business in the bedroom. So nonsense will become a thing sooner or later. It's just as fucked up as the world is. John would probably test positive for the White House card and Trump will pay off the commission to see the fight. Wouldn't surprise me. It just sickens me that John Jones is trying to drum up fucking nonsense again. John Jones can go fuck himself. He fucking can. Anyway, I'm gonna drop Dougie's because it's all started to kick off about this nonsense again. So I'm gonna say, because while there's 31 in here, I want to get as many people over to Dougie as possible. Again, thank you so much to each and every one of you for hanging out with your boy. Nothing but love. If you could get over to Douglas's corner, I would very much appreciate it. The link is in the chat now. I will catch you all tomorrow. I'm gonna try and sort out a panel for tomorrow. I'm talking to a couple people at the moment. Michael Vasey, welcome, bro. I'm really sorry. I'm about to head off. Subscribe to the channel and turn up tomorrow because it's gonna be wet and wild, sir. It's gonna be wild. Oh, Ricky's just turned up as well. I feel really bad. But yeah, guys, I've got to piss off, you know. I've got stuff to do now. But love you guys. Get over to Dougie's corner, always show him some love. And I'll be back tomorrow. I'm gonna try and line up some absolute bangers for tomorrow. And we'll see how things go. I'm not sure who I'm gonna have on yet. I've sent out a few DMs already. We'll see how it goes. If you guys have got any suggestions, throw them into the chat or throw them into the. Oh, Bilal's good eyes here. Fuck me. All right, guys. I'll see you later. Have a great one. I just went live. No, I only go on just before the card. I'm like the starter band or whatever you call those cunts for Dougie's corner. Because I can't be fucked to do a 7-hour stream by myself. Anyway, guys, take it easy. Shout out to all of you, the guys who are usually here. Crystal, thanks for being here first, as always. Yeah, Ricky, I'll be back tomorrow. I promise tomorrow is going to be wet and wild. Yeah, I mean, it might be. I don't know. Take it easy, guys. Dougie's corner. Take it easy, guys. JPL, love you, bro. I'll see y'all in a bit.